Welcome to
we?
the AUC.
Wait, maybe we're not.
Hello and welcome to the AUC podcast.
Hiya.
That reset,
My name is
though.
Tatiana. I am 1/3 of the host today. I'm here alongside,
Thomas.
And Chris.
Yeah.
and the main theme today, is Halloween,
Right.
owing to the Halloween week. How are you guys doing? It's been a week,
Oh man,
isn't it?
it's
Great.
been a while. I bet our listeners have missed us, our crisp voices and our hot takes, our delightful insights. But no, it's good to be back. It was a nice break though. I had a good break. How about yourself, Chris?
Well, I was in Prague. I climbed some hills.
Mm.
I went to Stalin Plaza.
Oh.
Disappointingly, though, they took away Stalin, and now there's
Man.
a metronome.
But were they like those artists, those
Oh,
performers
now
who
there's
were
just
like dressed
skater
up?
boys.
No one dressed up as Stalin.
Just skater boys.
Just skaters.
They took like the stones from the ground and
Uh-huh.
made ramps out of it.
Hmm.
So you just skating around.
Well.
And then when you look over it, there's like a giant hill, so you can see over everything on Prague. You can see the whole city. And if you look like just angle your face downwards, there's this beautiful lantern with a cardboard sign that says "Save Stalin Plaza."
From whom exactly?
Probably the stoners next door.
Oh man. Well, I mean, when
Anyway.
life gives you rocks, you make ramps.
For the record, no one calls it Stalin Plaza anymore, just the stoners.
So what's it called now?
I don't know, but there's a giant metronome on it.
A metronome?
Yeah.
Like, does it work? Does it keep the city?
Does any
check.
metronome work?
Maybe it's some abstract art, Chris. Maybe it's a metaphor for our constantly moving,
I think they're just
constantly changing.
continuously losing kinetic energy in it.
Well, you gotta give it a swing every once in a while. How about that? Maybe we should get this huge metronome right here in the academic building, and then every year on Metronome Day, right, sort of like Arbor Day, we get the dean and he's like 3, 2, 1, and he slams his bottle of
Like
champagne on
Arbor
it
Day.
as if it's a boat, and then we all feast, we all celebrate.
Maybe that should be on the graduation ceremony. You have the
With this
metronome.
huge metronome.
Yeah.
Yay! You're on your own now.
Oh, you said Arbor
Enjoy
Day, right?
student debt.
Arbor isn't like trees.
Right, Arbor Day.
I just want to do a quick shout out to #Team Trees by Mr. Beast and
Ah,
other guy.
yes. Go
Mark
do that.
Rober. Yes.
Team
So
trees.
They're going for 20 million trees planted by January 2020, and they need $20 million to do it. They're currently on $2 million, and literally just give $1 and they plant a tree for you. It's that simple.
Give $1. $1 is not even euro, I think.
Anyways, back to the episode.
Right.
We're talking about Halloween.
Oh, sure. Right. I mean, trees can be spooky, right? Trees can be kind of spooky.
Trees are spooky. I remember when I played RuneScape and they had a Halloween event and the trees would attack you. That was frightening.
Right. That I thought of that as well, like
I
moving
remember
trees.
the Snow White movie, the Disney film, the
Ooh,
animated
Which
one.
one?
The trees
Yes.
had like different faces, and
Oh.
that moment when she'd be running away from the castle. I remember that scared me when I was younger.
I think that's just not at all representative of the tree community.
Yeah,
And there's
well-
many harmful stereotypes, and I think there's a few rotten apples, but in essence, the tree community can coexist peacefully with us. This is just all propaganda. What? Are you not convinced by my argument, Chris? Are you maybe treecist? Are you treecist, Chris?
No, I'm arborist.
Oh, even worse. I see that a very awkward ambiance has descended into our studio. Let's quickly move. I'm sorry. I need to find my composure for a second.
You sure are captivating.
Oh man.
What are your Halloween plans?
Man. I'm kind of thinking of just being an old cranky man and just.
As a costume or just being you?
Wow. Okay. First of all, ow.
Sorry.
Second of all, I might actually, but I have this great onesie, this unicorn onesie, which I use for everything. For everything.
Yeah, I saw
When there's
you
dorm sessions, I use
during
it.
dorm sessions
Right.
with your unicorn costume.
Mhm.
When he says everything, he really means everything.
For everything. That's you can let your imagination run wild on that one. Oh boy.
But that kind of is reflected by your costume. Unicorns
Certainly,
are
yeah.
part of your imagination.
I
Absolutely.
mean, unicorns sure are horny creatures.
Oh. Oh boy. For a second I thought we
You could dress up as a Pegasus, and then you got the horn too.
And the wings.
Or the what's the name of those seals with the horns?
A
The
narwhals.
narwhals.
Hey,
There you
nice.
go.
But
Yeah.
are you not going as a very horny unicorn? You're missing out if you're
I'm
on.
missing out. That's true. But I'm
Ah.
not going as a horny unicorn.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a special community for that one.
Oh, that just struck me now.
Missing out, Thomas.
There's a few layers here, which I've missed along the way. It all just hit me like a load of bricks. Ooh.
No, for me, for Halloween, I don't think I'm gonna go to Solace. There's someone I need to take care of who just got her teeth pulled.
Mm.
Oh, bless.
So,
Oh man. Well, give her lots of chicken soup and blankets and hugs.
yeah.
Do that. That was genuine. I'm not kidding. Do that.
Yeah. You have like one hair standing up, right, man?
That yeah, my hair is very recalcitrant. It just does its own thing.
Have you heard of the film Little Rascals?
Oh,
Standing
no.
like straight
He's
up.
the main character, Alfalfa. He's got just one hair just sticking up.
Oh,
like
can
that,
we
super
can we
straight.
not broadcast this into the ether that my hair is oh man.
It really is.
Is it so
Now it's
No, it's
Sort of.
It's sort of dissipated in.
there
Back,
it's
back.
Well, if you want to see a real life unicorn, go check us out. We're live right now in the studio. You
On
can
the first floor of the AEC building.
First floor.
The fourth floor.
You can come check us out on the first floor.
Fourth
Jana.
floor.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't cough.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't help it.
Jesus Christ. Chris, are you alright? Take it easy.
Rebel life.
Oh man, I am a rebel.
I choke for society.
Kinky.
Dude, it's metaphorically speaking, man. Jeez.
Right. Society's choking us all, metaphorically.
Yeah, talking about chokers. That's a good segue right there.
Oh man.
I was a big fan of chokers. I have a couple of them at home
You were?
actually. Yeah.
Oh man.
I have a couple of chokers in my jewelry box set.
I'm gonna wear it for Halloween.
No, I
Disappointing.
don't think of that actually.
You know
Maybe.
what I do
Maybe.
probably if I ever got if I ever got to your house, I'd probably just wear them all at once, like 4 of them all over all over him, and then just parade around and go, hey, look guys, I'm the choker king.
That would suit with your unicorn outfit, I think.
Could you see it?
Dude.
You think?
I just imagine like a
The-
comic villain that just has like super buff, some glasses, and just a multiple chokers, and he's like, I'm the choker king.
Oh.
So like he kills you while
Wait,
choking
can't he
himself
say I'm
and
the-
you.
Oh, and that's his kink, right? He doesn't mind if he's choked himself.
Exactly.
Okay. Shouldn't we then call him the choker?
Oh,
Isn't
That's too close to the Joker.
that's a good point.
Right. Okay. We will probably get some copyright problems there.
Right, right.
We'll put our legal department on it. We'll
it's
get
like,
the lawyers.
it's like
to
that
look at
one, like the Bolivinian Rhapsody.
it. Oh, Bolivia Rhapsody. Oh my God. Wow. A secret guest
We have a
happening.
guest on the show.
Oh, never mind. The guest just left. The guest has his little stage fright.
He's one of the Thomases from our Thomas Council episode.
But
so
we
feel
never
free
know
to
which
listen to it.
one. Are we that repulsive?
I'd say we're up there.
Nice.
We're not the most repulsive here at AUC, but
Almost,
you know.
almost. Yeah.
you gotta stay humble, You can't say
Let's
I'm
describe-
the most repulsive one.
Yeah, let's be ultra humble here. There's a lot of repulsive people at AUC, more
That's
repulsive
true.
than us.
Maybe we're not even the most repulsive.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not even in the top 100.
Sad.
Man, we suck at everything. We can't do anything right.
This is
Your words, not mine.
a very weird direction.
We sure did.
Well, I mean, you always have like the Halloween parties. You always have like different type of outfits. You always have some staples like the zombies with the white shirt and the blood blotches.
Yeah, that's
Then
always.
you have the cat-eared girls in very
the
tight.
Playboy bunnies.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did think of dressing up as a Playboy bunny for
Oh.
Solace party with a bunch of friends. And
Thank you for not lying. It's a circle of trust, and I'm sure this will not leave this room. That's why we
But
have the
it's not
microphone.
going to happen.
You should get like a giant hat if you do it,
Oh.
so you can jump out of the hat.
Oh, yeah, that'd be kind of funny. I think so.
A hat?
A hat.
But
like
then
a
you
Mad
would all
Hatter hat.
right, but you all need
Or
a hat
Alice in
then, and it
Wonderland
should be a
it.
huge hat.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Just put a girl on your shoulders and then wear a giant head over you and be like, I'm a hat.
Yeah, just put a girl on your shoulder, man. Just let her sit there. Yeah, that'll work.
Oh my god.
Sure does.
Oh, you seem like, you know, I know you, and I'm certain that you would try it. Or that you have you tried it? Oh man. Speaking from experience here.
Silence speaks everything.
Oh, silence speaks volumes.
On to the next section.
Oh.
So, I was thinking for today's episode we could talk about horror movies.
Oh.
We all have differing opinions on them because of the theme Halloween, and we've already discussed parties, so now more like home-based fun activities such as watching a horror movie. I remember when I was around 11, just turning 12 years old, and I watched my first horror film, like a proper one, and it was Bride of Chucky, and it was
What?
it was like the third or fourth Chucky film from the series.
Yeah.
I watched it at a friend's place. We were having a sleepover, and she has a ton of DVDs that are horror films, and she had more experience in watching them. So the choice was down to either Bloody Mary or Bride of Chucky. We went with Bride of Chucky. It's actually not a bad movie. I quite enjoy it. It's quite funny and dark in its humour. But I was pretty scared because of how bloody it can get. Like, the murders are pretty gruesome.
Right. So is it like what appeals to you for horror movies? Is it the plot? Is it the
Good
the
question.
special effects? Is it the the gore?
For me, I try to look at all films with like a film critic's eye, not to come off as like a snob or anything. But
You are kind
I
of
think
coming off as a snob right now.
really.
No, but
Okay, so for me, it's down to plot and character development, just the basic mechanics of a film, not really. I mean, the gore, if it's there, it has to be there for like a reason, not to be super exploitative or.
No, but I like
fetishizing it.
Saw.
but that's the thing,
I
right?
like the first Saw. I don't like the rest of them.
I've watched all of them.
Fair enough. Yeah, we all. That's why we all have different opinions. It's like interesting. to
Right.
kind of
Probably
discuss.
I don't like him because
Yeah.
right. But for the record, I don't like horror movies. I absolutely despise them. I hope they
Have you
never
watched
make
any?
any more. I've watched a few and not like 2 or 3.
So
maybe.
which ones have ruined it for you?
Probably. I didn't know there was more than one Chucky. I just watched Chucky and I thought that it was
Child's Play.
might
I
have
mean,
been
the first one.
right. Never on my own. I never went out and thought, oh boy, you know what this night calls for? A horror movie. I always watched it with other
Yeah.
people, you know, and I guess that sort of ruined it for me. I don't like the gore. It's not
That's
cool.
fair. There are some films like I really can't stand, like the gore. I get it. I prefer more psychological horror.
Oh yeah, same.
Mm.
Like that one hotel
Yeah.
room. It's cool.
Oh, The Shining.
Of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, right. What
That
was that
hotel
film?
room.
Yeah, what's this? What?
This is ambient music, bro.
Holy shit!
Oh.
What
This
are
is
they
the
doing
national
back there?
anthem.
I hope the podcast picked this up, but just a second ago
Classical
we
music playing in the background.
right.
In a classroom behind it.
Doesn't seem to stop, but it's super loud. Like, how deaf must the people in there be?
It's okay. There's no exams going on right now, and if you're having an exam right now, well, there's no exams going on right now.
If you're having an exam right now, I probably shouldn't be listening to our podcast. You should
Yeah.
probably focus on question 2B. The answer is 14, by the way.
Then that's horrid.
Oh, I'm
Going
sorry.
back to horror movies though,
Oh,
I think like recently there's been like a renaissance in horror. New directors
renaissance.
coming up, and they're having they're taking a new stance to it.
Yeah.
So it's more plot driven, and themes are either a lot darker, and owing to the changing times, I think that's how
Sure.
Yeah,
it's happened.
it
But
is.
horror has recently seen that.
It's less like there's people
Change,
and now
yeah.
there's shish kebab. It's
Okay.
more like now they're actual people.
No, actually, that's fair.
They're
But
not
hey,
just like meat bodies.
yeah, I think like in a lot of the sequels, a lot of them become meat bunnies, but some of them actually quite interesting. I think I haven't watched this film, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like I heard really good things about it.
Oh.
Despite
Really?
there's actually little gore in it, despite the title.
It sounds
and
like pretty gory.
yeah, it sounds gory, but there's actually really little gore. It's made in
Huh.
the 70s on a super low budget, and the victims or the people captured by the family,
Mm-hmm.
Leatherface's family, they all develop, at least the ones that survive, and change. And a lot of humanities scholars have studied horror films. I remember looking at this during visual
Mhm.
methodologies class. It's really interesting. It does
But-
bring light to a genre that's slightly overlooked.
It was made in the
Academics.
70s, you said?
That Texas Chainsaw Massacre was made in early 70s.
And would you consider that part of your horror renaissance?
No, horror renaissance in terms of, I think, Ari Aster's movies like Midsummer and Hereditary, those two
Uh-huh.
films. And I think his name's Robert Eggers, the guy who made The Witch, and recently The Lighthouse.
Ooh, I don't know.
They're also really good movies.
I
like
don't know
A24
Oh.
Productions. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this previously in other episodes, but I am passionate about films and music and art.
Oh, so
literature.
That's so cool.
So do you know the movie Piranhas?
Oh yeah, I do.
Because Piranhas made a lifelong impact on me.
how so?
I watched it when I was 8 years old
Oh.
in the bedroom of my parents, and the film was going on because I couldn't sleep, and I looked at it and I was like, oh gosh, my
Oh.
feet.
Man.
So ever since then, I've been like, you know that guy who looks at the meme of like the stick man with the bed covers, who puts it like under his legs. He's like, oh, I relate to that. I do that. You know, like
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
when you
right.
put the bed
I
covers,
relate to that.
like you lift your legs up and you put the bed covers under your legs, so
Underneath
that
your
you have
feet.
you're like a cocooning in your bed sheets. Yeah,
And then
I
you're
started
like,
doing
huh.
that because I don't want any piranhas to bite me
At night?
in my sleep.
What's that film about? Did the piranhas just come in?
I've never seen the movie, but I think it's about like piranhas manage to
Chris,
enter
did they
like a
just-
water system and then
Yeah, they go into a water
Yeah.
system and then they eat some steroid where they become super aggressive and they just start devouring everything.
yeah.
But there's only so many piranhas, right? There cannot be.
Dude, they made so fast.
Okay, but then what?
And then about that, I once went to a hotel and they had this swimming pool.
Mhm.
Within the swimming pool, they had an aquarium filled with piranhas.
Did the water of the swimming pool and the water of the aquarium mix?
No, they didn't, but it was hella scary.
Okay,
I remember
okay.
I always have this annual tradition with a friend of mine from London where we watch a horror movie in a cinema in Soho.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
the last two free films, because one of them is The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which isn't exactly a horror, it's more of a psychological thriller, but it
Mhm.
does have really strong horror elements because of how much it's grounded in reality and the themes and the plot, basically.
What was the title again?
The Killing of a Sacred Deer by
Okay.
Yorgos Lanthimos. He made The Favourite and what was the one? The Lobster.
Okay.
But the two movies that stand out to me, which I watched with my friend Pitu, was Raw, which is a French cannibal horror film that was in Cannes Film Festival, I think. If I'm wrong.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was a first-time director, and she's a woman too. And it's about this young veterinary student.
Veterinary?
Yeah. Who is starting uni, and during a hazing process, she is forced to eat a rabbit kidney.
Ooh. Okay.
Everybody is, but her case is particularly special because it sort of reveals this tendency to really like raw meat, and things start to escalate from
And
there.
then she just becomes cannibal.
It has, more or less. I don't want to spoil it because it's actually a really good
Oh,
film.
okay.
But I did pass out in the first 5 minutes
Oh,
of the film.
God.
I remember I was in the cinema and no blood, nothing. It was just really
Intense.
like unpleasant body horror elements. And I got I was just, I couldn't handle it. So he went to get some water from outside, came back, and I'm like, I'm good. And so I managed to watch the whole film afterwards.
Oh man.
And then the second one, which was the most recent film, was The House That Jack Built by Lars von Trier. I remember asking one of the people working at the cinema who was checking the tickets. I asked him, "Do you have any last words to say to the two of us?" He said, "Good luck."
Oh man.
And so we watched it. I mean, yeah, it's an interesting watch too, really, when you dissect the film and the intentions of Lars. For those who don't know Lars von Trier, it's good to look back at his previous films so you can kind of understand his, not just his personality, but his point of view on the film industry, and that's kind of reflected in the latest
you gotta
film.
be sort of become a hipster. Like, I like his early work.
You got, because
Right.
otherwise if you go full, like, blank,
Mhm.
you'll just view this as a horror, like,
An
serial killer
F-service.
movie. Yeah,
Mm.
because I'm feeling mixed about it. Like, I remember watching a debate that's on YouTube. It was by the Curzon Film Channel, and there was two critics. One was completely in favour of it, viewing it as like a masterpiece, and the other one
Thought it was
the
pulp.
complete opposite. I'm sort of in the middle, but there are some images and themes that the film tackles that are really unpleasant and horrible to watch. But I mean, at least I don't regret watching it just because I can broaden my scope and you gain some more. You just gain some more confidence in terms of watching all sorts of movies. But yeah, I was like interested in just
All sorts
trying.
of movies.
Tad.
No, not in that way. Don't take it out of context.
No.
I meant
I was just gonna
Wait,
say,
good.
you really like movies, and it's only just settling in me right now how much you like movies.
I like movies. I could talk about music,
Oh man.
literature.
But like film, we always end up with film. for
we
some
always
reason.
end up with film.
You
Because
love
film is probably one of the most accessible ones. Or
Can I just-
or universal, really. I would
Right.
rather use the latter word. Music too, but I think film is more because
Right. I guess it's also a little.
because
It's
there
easier
are
to step
no
into the
more
film world.
smaller films gain some notoriety.
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 So, some fame because of publications, film festivals, but
Like Rocky
smaller
Horror.
artists don't. Rocky Horror, that's another one.
But
yeah.
the house that Jack built, is that a real horror film or is that more
I would call it
drama?
horror. It's like a
'Cause
horror drama.
Usually, when
Yeah.
I'm watching
'Cause
movies,
I wouldn't recommend it for anybody that's squeamish. And I am quite squeamish myself, actually, believe it or not.
okay.
But I
But-
just went in because of the director, and I think overall the best part was the lead actor. I'm sorry I interrupted you, because Matt Dillon honestly is really good in the movie, regardless of his character. That's why.
All right.
Continue,
I'm
please.
happy that Matt Dillon has such a great career in a movie. What I usually have as a difficulty with these things is sort of judging what genre movies are.
Right.
So usually when I think, oh, that was a pretty bad horror movie, someone goes, oh, that was just a psychological drama or more like a thriller or something.
It's quite, yeah. I mean, I think that's the case in a lot of things.
I was having this discussion with one of my friends about what Black Mirror was, where you would put that, or
Is it science fiction? Is it
right,
thriller?
or the something like Death Robots, or like
Oh,
Love, Death.
Love,
Oh,
Death,
Love,
and
Death,
Robots.
Robots.
That one. I
I
also
haven't
watched
seen
that.
Black Mirror, but
Is
I've
that-
seen Love, Death, Robots.
is- Because I feel like those are all sort of similar, because with both of those series you can just jump into any episode and it would
Yeah.
make sense. They're all like standalone things and sort of future-ish,
Yeah.
but it's also sort of different worldish. Is that horror? Is that I would say
I
some
haven't
qualify.
seen Black Mirror, so I can't speak for that show.
Mhm.
But with Love, Death, Robots,
Mhm.
I think it's like a compilation of lots of things, because there are some aspects of comedy in
Uh-huh.
it. I think of the
Right,
one
there's
with
some comedy.
the
right.
farmers and the cows. That's quite cute. But there is definitely sci-fi and there's horror, and some of the horror can get really grotesque. I think it's just
Okay, I
a
guess so.
mixture of all like themes, genres, but I think it's going to be really difficult to come down, and maybe Wikipedia's smarter than me in that sense. They
Oh,
can narrow
and then
it
we'll
down.
find out.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
how about you?
For me, well,
What's Love, Death, Robots? Is that thriller? Is that
I haven't seen it personally.
oh, but or Black Mirror maybe?
Black Mirror I have watched, and I would say that, for me that would count as thriller.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and actually I think there's also a distinction between psychological horror and horror. Is that a genre
I
distinction
know
as
there's
well?
a distinction between horrifying and terrifying, because
There is?
terror is it scares you, it gets under your skin, but it leaves a good impact. But horror has this connotation of being sort of exploitative, more gory. It's just more
So did you
unpleasant
forget
to
easily?
watch.
So what would you
I'm not sure if you
Hmm.
forget easily, but I know I heard of that distinction before.
So where would you define psychological horror?
Oh,
Oh.
I would say, good question. It
That's
depends on the film, but
that's a large
usually I
question.
say it's more.
Like for
Psychological horror is not as gory, isn't it?
no, like for example, A Star Is Born. I would recognize that as drama, but also psychological
It's
horror.
like a romance drama. Right?
Yeah, but like no spoilers, but the ending, like oh damn.
But it wouldn't. I wouldn't call it a psychological horror.
No.
It's a psychological horror to the characters, but I don't think that doesn't encompass the entire film, because the majority of that film is
Right.
more. It's not upbeat, like 100% upbeat. There are some dark elements that are brought up in the beginning and
Mm.
middle of the film.
Like for me,
But I
that
wouldn't
affected
say-
me so much.
Right.
I couldn't deal with
It
it.
fucked you up.
Yeah, no, I
Oh.
couldn't sleep alone that night.
Oh
I
man.
can imagine. I saw that on
Shit.
a plane.
I should
and
probably
that
go watch
really-
this movie then.
It's a good movie. I
I don't
really
know
liked
anything
it.
about pop culture. I haven't watched movies.
A
I know
lot
no
of people
songs.
told me about Star Is Born, and I decided to watch it when I was flying back to Amsterdam from New York.
Oh, it's a,
No,
you know, that's probably what it is. You know, like a movie you'd watch on a plane because you're stuck. That's probably.
I watch
Carbon
Nicholas Sparks
footprint.
movies on the plane sometimes, so I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not completely. No,
I mean,
I
why the hate
I
for
own
Nick Cage,
it,
man?
but
No, no,
honestly,
sure. You're right.
Dear John is an underrated Nicholas Sparks movie. It's not perfect,
Yeah.
but it's underrated. The book is a lot better than the film. The book is actually really good.
About the book being different,
Better.
was it called with Pennywise again? Was that
It.
movie called It? Yeah, no. The screenplay of It, I find disappointing compared to the book.
Right. I've never seen the films nor read the book, so.
Okay.
But you can imagine if you've read. Okay, so you haven't. There's some things in the book of It which is just like so explicit you just can't show on cinema.
Oh shit.
But that makes
Well.
Oh, I heard of. Yeah, I know what you're talking
it.
about.
Yeah, but that makes it horrifying. But at the same time, you can't show it on cinema. So when you exclude that, it just becomes
Right.
a fest
A
of
knockoff.
Pennywise dancing on fireworks, and that's it.
Right. It sort of loses its touch.
Yeah,
The romance is lost.
not romance, dude. Oh God, no,
The
not
love,
romance.
the
Oh,
romance. Can I just follow up this terrible statement by saying that a friend of mine told me that I look a lot like Pennywise because I have a large forehead.
No,
and
yeah,
that
you
really
can
fucked me
definitely,
up.
you can definitely go as
Hey,
Pennywise.
fuck you. Fuck you, Chris.
If you want to use a
Suck
face
my
paint-
dick, Chris. Holy shit.
Pennywise doesn't have a dick. He has tentacles. We all know this. We
He has
established it.
tentacles down there?
We
I should go and watch that movie. Okay. Let's end it on that one. We should watch the
We wish you
tentacle
all a
penis.
happy Halloween. Have a good rest of the
Yeah.
week. Thank you for listening
Do
to
that.
the rest of the episode. Please catch up on the other ones. And any last comments?
Eat your broccoli.
Thomas likes tentacles.
I like tentacles. That's right. Don't take that out of context.
Take it out of context.
Don't do that. Shit. Okay, bye.